There's one tricky part on the card Debbie's going to teach today, so I'm just going to show you how to score if you haven't scored before. I've taken my basic trimmer and cut my pieces. Let's see, what is it? 6.5 by 3.25. And then when you go to your directions for card B, it tells you where you're going to score, because we have this really cool fold here that's attached. So all I'm going to do is show you how to make those two folds nice and crisp. I'm going to do one on a scoring tool. And one on the cutter. So you'll see, doesn't matter what you have to score. So it says we are to score at 2 1/8 from the top and the bottom. If you notice, my blade's getting a little dull. When your blade gets dull, you get little hairs. You can just trim those off with a knife. So I put my paper in the corner of the score, and I go to 2 1/8. And this is divided in eighths. So it's the first line after the 2. And all I do is run it down. On the other side, I do the same thing. But I'm turning it over because one fold is what they call a mountain fold, and one fold is what they call a valley fold. So this makes it really easy to get that fold. And you can do the same thing on the cutter. But what you want to do is put your blade, let's see, does it show? Down to the bottom so you don't cut it by mistake. And again, this is almost easier. You can, does this have a wire? This has a wire in the middle. Sometimes you have to be careful of that. I lay this up at the top at 2 1/8. I want to make sure I got the right, yep, 2 1/8. And then I take, this is just a regular scoring tool. I find my groove, and remember there's a wire there, so if you don't want to, you can even remove the wire or move the platform. Find the groove and push down. Turn the other side. Remember, I want valley fold and mountain fold. 2 1/8. Whoop. Right there, I pressed a little too hard and I started to go through, so do it gently. If it does go through, it's okay. You're going to have cloth, you're going to have paper over it. And I see a little bit of light through there. So now, I did not use the toffee cardstock. One thing I keep on hand, well, 3 things I keep on hand: white cardstock, black cardstock, and craft paper. And this is very reasonable at Michael's, and you can just use this for good card bases. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to show you one more thing. For a card, this is a half of an 8.5 by 11 paper. I am going to place this at 4 1/4. This is 11.5. So when I fold it, it will be 11.5. Now I'm confused. Yeah, 11.5. 5.5. Okay, so I'm going over here to 4 1/4, and I'm going to score the middle of my card. Now you can just fold your paper in half, but by making that score line, it makes it easier to take a plain piece of paper into a card base. So that's your scoring for the day, and Debbie will go over how to do the card.